Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
80% of falls in the home occur in the bathroom. Don't put yourself or a loved one at risk. There's a safe bathing system for everyone's budget.
Enjoy a bathing experience that combines safety, comfort, and excellence. If assisted living is not for you, a BCI walk-in tub may well be the answer, giving you the safety and freedom to live independently. A BCI walk-in tub is the most affordable and comfortable walk-in tub in the market today. With our dual drain technology, your tub will drain quickly, and for those that still like the feature of a shower, our two-way bliss gives you both a handheld and overhead shower head. We offer the best financing in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months with approved credit. For comfort, safety, price, and selection, it's got to be BCI Walk-In Tub. Be one of the first 50 callers and save $1,500.
Call 800-354-4377, 800-354-4377 for a free no obligation in-home consultation.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the news stories that happened over the past week in the sports betting industry. This week, in our state and national report segment, we've got new revenue records nationally to talk about. We've got New Jersey reporting numbers. We've got Pennsylvania, Massachusetts inaugural sports betting numbers to hit. Deals segment, we've got deals involving the XFL, which just recently started its brand new season. We've got Caesars, a deal referencing regarding their New York casino site, as well as a WinStar World Resort deal to talk about. Okay. More casino than sports betting, but it's actually a pretty big deal for WinStar.
You know, it's a big time in the gambling business when New Jersey does very well in its online poker industry.
Yes.
So,
yes.
you know, times are going good.
Yes. Industry updates. We've got acquisitions to talk about regarding Penn Entertainment. We've got the Chicago Bears in an acquisition, as well as some launches and a new sport to talk about that's going to be bet on in Wyoming. Then we're going to finish out the show with our legislative roundup. It's the beginning of the legislative sessions for a lot of states around the country. So what that means is a lot of bills that are being filed regarding sports betting, online gambling, online casino. And we're going to hit as many as we can just by going through what's been filed over the past week. Let's get started with some numbers. American Gaming Association released their commercial gaming revenue tracker, and this time it was for the entire year of 2022. According to the AGA, the U.S. commercial gaming revenue for the commercial gaming industry. This doesn't take into account the Native American industry, but the commercial gaming revenue for the year of 2022 reached a record of $60.4 billion.
That's amazing, though. That
Yes.
number is staggering. It's the first time ever that hit $60 billion. Incredible.
First 60
Absolutely
billion,
incredible.
and it blew by the previous year's record. In 2021, the industry had a commercial gaming revenue of 53 billion. Now we're 60.4. That is $7.4 billion more over the year's difference.
It's absolutely amazing. It's just incredible.
Both-
Everyone's getting back to the casinos now. It's great. I mean, it's exploding now.
Well, again, it's according to the American Gaming Association. Since you just brought up the in-person gaming, we have 84 million American adults, or 34% of the adult population, visiting a casino in the past year, which is good to see after the pandemic numbers.
Yeah, no, it's really bouncing back.
We've got
it's starting to be the Roaring 20s again.
Yeah,
How about
exactly.
that, you know?
We've got new U.S. commercial sports betting records for the year. We have a new handle record nationally for U.S. commercial gaming, $93.2 billion handle.
Okay.
Sportsbook revenue for the year, $7.5 billion. That is 73% more than what it was in 2021. That's
wait till you see 2023's numbers,
Yes.
because you're going to have Ohio, you're going to have Massachusetts, and God knows what else is going to, what state is going to jump in on board on sports betting. So
Well,
you got two big states, two very populous states.
You may
jumping
see a
into
lot,
sports
especially now with some of the new legislation coming out in the books, and we'll
Sure.
hit a couple of those at the end of the show there. New Jersey. New Jersey's got some interesting numbers. New Jersey hit their 10th $1 billion monthly handle in the month of January. That's 10 months of $1 billion monthly handle.
Okay.
Great number to talk about for the state. People are starting to look at the New York effect on that number. As you go along, when New York was launched back in January of 2022.
They're mobile sports betting.
They're mobile
just
sports
want to
betting.
make clear.
That seems to have had an effect on the New Jersey numbers. Even though we've gotten $1 billion handle marks just about every month for the last couple of months.
Sure.
According to the numbers out there, the analysts, the monthly handle was down 19% year over year. That's the 9th straight monthly decline in terms of previous year's handles.
Okay.
And a lot of people are saying that's the New York effect.
Well, look, I mean, you're going to have a story coming up pretty soon about casinos in the New York City
Yes.
area. So, soon we're going to be start talking about the overall casino effect, not
Yes.
only just sports betting. You know what? Normally, you go down to Atlantic City on the weekends in the summertime. Most people are from New York and New York City and the New York metropolitan area. But now,
I'm
soon that might cut into that kind of business.
Well, I'm just curious to see if the New York casinos, even if they don't have an immediate impact in terms of money, I wonder if it's going to spur that North Jersey casino expansion idea.
Yeah, I know. It's starting to have a lot of people in New Jersey start talking about, casinos in the Meadowlands,
Yes.
for instance, to get that New York metropolitan audience going to New Jersey. So it's a very interesting time to be in the
Yes.
gaming industry in the Northeast.
Over in Michigan, since we were talking about online gaming just a little bit ago here, the Michigan mobile sports betting numbers came out. While the handle for mobile sports betting was down, the entire focus on the Michigan gaming industry was on their online gaming.
Yeah.
They have set a record for the 4th consecutive month in terms of revenue.
Wow.
Four straight months online gaming revenue. This past month was $153.7 million in revenue for the online gaming industry. It'll be interesting to see what the actual total sports betting idea is. I mean, in terms of what their handle and everything, because Michigan does some interesting ways of reporting. They do the online stuff first, and that's online sports betting. Then they do the overall state, which is everything, retail and online mixed.
And by the way, speaking as a citizen of New Jersey, I'm going to take a little credit for that online iGaming handle for Michigan, because January 1st,
Yes.
PokerStars allowed Michigan players to play with New Jersey players.
Yes.
So I'm sure that increased play.
Well, if you look at the New
for online poker, that's what.
if you look at the New Jersey online poker numbers, they did increase because
Yes,
of that.
yes.
So that is very interesting.
So right now in online poker,
Yes.
Poker Stars, the pool of players involves Michigan players and New Jersey players. Also in New Jersey, we have WSOP.com, and they pull players from Nevada and New Jersey.
Yes.
So,
yes. They do all that stuff.
So
So, but again,
New
it's-
Jersey welcomes all poker players.
Exactly.
We
Well,
welcome
all poker players that are able
Yes,
to play against
yes,
New Jersey.
Well,
So,
come one, come all.
Yes.
So.
And it's interesting seeing some of the online poker sites now offering tournaments that are mixed pools now, and we're starting to see that. And that's actually a great step in the right direction for the overall online poker industry. Still, we got to see more states doing online casinos. I don't know why that is still slow.
What is
to
it?
happen.
How many states now?
5.
7?
5.
Online casinos?
Online
Really?
casinos are only
Really?
5.
Is that all?
That's it. So,
So.
yeah. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I mean, there's other states doing legislation.
Yeah,
No one's
yeah.
launched anything yet. So.
That look, we're in this big, thrilling time with sports betting. But I think the real money for operators
Yes.
will be the online casinos.
That's what everyone
So that's,
says.
Equally, we get in New Jersey as many online casino ads as online sports books ads.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not only do we have, like FanDuel and DraftKings online sportsbook, but we also have the FanDuel and DraftKings online casino commercials.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I saw this weekend. I guess it's a paid advertising kind of thing. It's a half-hour thing. The DraftKings online casino report.
Yeah, it's an
So,
infomercial.
Is it?
basically.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I sat through
Which
it.
is fine.
It was interesting.
Yeah. No,
So-
they do it every week, and it's actually been on.
Is it
the
different
air.
every week? I only saw it one time.
I've only
so I
seen
don't
one
know.
episode, so I can't tell you.
Okay.
But
but the big thing in New Jersey that we're seeing a lot of advertising is the live dealers.
yes,
Seems like everyone has live dealers.
everyone loves live dealers.
Oh, you love
so
that.
it's got that live casino feel.
Well,
of
now
thing.
it has that technology. Now
Yeah.
you're sitting at a computer and you're looking at a dealer who's either
Yeah.
blackjack or roulette.
Well,
or
some
something.
people like the idea. It makes them feel like they're actually in a brick and mortar.
Well,
casino
that
when
was the
they've got
weird
live
thing.
dealer.
I sat in front with our dad. It sat in front of roulette.
Yeah.
It was like, can they see us? I was like, no, we only see them. So don't worry.
Well, you mentioned a whole bunch of new states coming on and all that.
Yeah.
We have our brand new sports betting report from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Their very first month of
31st.
sports betting. Yes.
Right. They started their mobile.
They
sports-
claim they say
not mobile sports. They're the retail sports betting.
They said this is their first month of sports betting. It's one day, but it's really their first month.
Oh wait, they did a January report.
They did a January report.
One day.
One day.
Because they launched their retail sports betting
Yeah.
industry January 31st at 10 a.m.
The only number that was interesting was the handle. It was $510,000.
Good.
Yeah, everything else was negative. So,
Well,
but again, that's first time.
You're
first
going to
day,
have
yeah.
that because you have the promos, you have
Exactly.
everything getting ready, and things
Well,
like that.
the other
So-
thing is it's one day. It's not a fair sample size for the industry yet. It was interesting to see the breakdown of who brought in the most money in terms of handle. You have Encore Boston Harbor leading the way. They had 72% of that handle.
Oh yeah.
number.
Well, the crowds were
Yeah.
incredible. So
And also, it's a much bigger casino, I think.
yeah.
And it's also in the more populated area. I think Boston, and you probably had people coming down from Maine, New Hampshire, all that stuff.
Well, look, I
Yeah.
can't wait till May 10th. That's when they have their mobile sports betting launching in Massachusetts. We have a residence up in Massachusetts, so I can't wait to jump on that and check it out.
Well, staying in New England for our last number for this week, we've got Connecticut. They set a record for handle, monthly handle, $167 million and some change.
Wow, okay.
For record handle for that. And also record gross gaming revenue. Gross gaming revenue is the amount that is actually brought in terms of after you take out what was paid out to the players. Gross gaming. Taxable revenue is when you take out the promos and deductions.
Yeah,
But gross gaming, they set a record
So the
of
gross gaming is
$17.5 million.
before you take out the
Exactly.
taxes
The
and the promos and things
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
So.
$17.5 million. Congratulations, Connecticut. They're doing well, too. Let's head on over to some deals. Couple of deals to talk about this week. We have the XFL, the new spring football league that just launched. Has a couple big name pros in it, or bigger name pros than the other spring leagues have had in the past. I know one team had Paxton Lynch as the quarterback,
Okay.
who, by the way, did not play well. So
well, I got to be honest with you, I haven't seen.
I watched
a lot of it.
I watched a lot of the games. I love the onside kick rule that they have.
Here's what I'm getting from gamblers. In-play betting will be great because the tendency is for teams to come back.
Yeah,
the talent level isn't as such as when one team jumps ahead by a large amount of points, the other team still has a shot because of talent level. So that's, again, I have not really examined it closely. I haven't really watched a lot of it, but that's the word from gamblers. In-play betting, if you can find it, if there are some sports books that allow in-play betting for XFL and betting for XFL, jump on the in-play betting.
Well, again, the in-play betting is because there's no past tendencies to go by in terms of basing any outside, bets on the actual game itself. The over-under before pregame betting kind of relies on a lot of tendencies from previous games. This one doesn't have it yet.
See, sports like that has to be challenging for the sportsbook operators and the traders who have to make these lines. And not that I'm crying a river for the sportsbook operators and things like that, but it's got to be challenging to set those lines, especially with in-play betting.
Well, I did like the fact when you were watching the game on the Chiron with the score and the down and distance, they also had the over-under.
Okay.
So that was actually pretty cool.
Now, let me ask you something. Now, did those lines change? They're not the pre-game lines. I mean, they're the lines during the game, and they're changing.
It was just the one line, the over-under.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it changed because I don't remember seeing the number different in the first quarter versus the fourth quarter.
I haven't watched any of it, so I have to check that out.
But if you look at the rules that the XFL came up with, they are designed to keep the games competitive, more so than the NFL rules.
I like the fact you can score 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. Right?
I just like the onside kick rule, whether you can actually do an onside kick or to convert a 4th and 15.
Which
That's
is
very cool.
It goes back to the in-play betting thing. It's got to be difficult for these the sportsbook operators to set these lines when the scoring is so different.
Well, now you have a little bit of a body of work to base your fourth down conversion betting, your third down conversion betting, down and distance betting, passing betting, the yardage attempts, completions.
Again, I have not checked out the in-play or the micro markets.
I got to see if somebody has set up a database of all that yet, because I know there are a couple sites out there that do the actual NFL and do all that breakdown, but I don't know if anyone's done the XFL yet.
There's got to be a podcast for the XFL.
There's
a podcast for everything. So certainly it's good that you have the information on the players and the teams and things like that. I'm curious if they have like a betting slant to them. But
well, there is an XFL official podcast from the league itself.
All right, well, I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
But speaking of, we're talking about all the different in-play betting thoughts and also the over-under, the totals, all that. Genius Sports has come in and done a data distribution deal with the XFL.
Okay, good.
They're going to have the league's exclusive data rights named and also be named its free-to-play providers. But the data rights will be the key for all the betting sites now.
Sure,
the books.
Sure, absolutely.
So, and Genius Sports knows how to do this. They're one of the best in the business.
I think they do it for everyone.
Yeah, just
about. Yeah.
And the NFL, I keep saying NFL, it's the XFL Pick'em game. Will be predicting the outcome of upcoming matchups. Various prop bets are going to be introduced during the games as well for the free-to-play. People are going to be the fans, people, players, watchers, whatever you want to call them, consumers.
Okay.
They're going to be able to play with tokens.
All right.
To bet with that and win prizes, including a trip for two to the XFL championship game.
Nice. Okay.
So a lot of interesting acquisition and activations, to use a marketing term.
Well, if I knew we were talking about the XFL today, I would have worn my. I found my New Jersey. I guess it was the New York, New Jersey Hitmen.
Yes.
Is this the right league?
That's the right league.
The Big H.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I recognized it because around here in central New Jersey, there's a high school, the Hamilton High, whatever.
Yeah, they use that.
And they
logo,
use the Big H. And I was like, oh, is that the Hitman's cat that they're using?
Well, I'm sure given the fact that league failed, there's a lot of that apparel laying around somewhere. So get your hands on it. It's actually a pretty cool hat, by the way.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, the high school uses it as their orange because that's their. I think it's orange and black, their colors. But
the Hitmen were blue and black.
Blue. I have
cool.
the blue H on my black hat.
Yeah.
So
going over to New York, since you just mentioned New York and New Jersey, there we have Caesars New York, Caesars Entertainment really on their New York casino bid. They just announced the partnership with SL Green Realty Corp to launch the new Caesars Rewards partnership for local businesses in the New York City area.
See, that's awesome.
Yep.
I love that.
You're going to be able to use your Caesars Rewards cards on discounts everywhere, on member restaurants, museums, what have you. Comedy clubs are going to be involved as well.
Yeah. By the way, people, so just so you know, people who out there that don't like online poker or online casinos, people who play online poker and online earn comp points. So you know what? Play poker, earn comp points, go to New York and have a nice dinner because of your poker playing, online poker playing. So there. So all you purists who say, why do online poker or online casinos? That's why you do them. You're sitting home earning points.
Yeah, and money.
Yeah.
If you're good.
Yeah.
Last deal for the week here, we have Lucas Oil Products and WinStar World Casino and Resort announcing a partnership to launch the new Lucas Oil Live Arena. It's going to be Lucas Oil Live at WinStar World Casino and Resort. Okay. 6,200 square foot live event space, lighting, dedicated VIP club, suite seating. Going to be very interesting to see this because Lucas Oil is big. They were the naming rights owner of.
Aren't they still
Colts.
Or no? They're not.
I don't know if it's still called Lucas Oil. I have to take a look at that. But that's a huge thing for WinStar World because WinStar is one of the biggest casinos in the Midwest.
I'm not up on my Indianapolis Colts.
Not many people
information.
are.
So I don't. These things change names every year. So
well,
there's always a naming right thing every year,
unless you're like a crypto group like FTX, which you're out the next year.
Yeah, I don't.
So we don't know.
What's the naming? Do you know the naming rights yet of that one? I have to go look that up.
That's still going through a whole mess of things.
I'm very curious because we're approaching the start of the MLB season. I mean, I remember last year the umpires had the patch on their shirt.
Well, that's easy to rip off.
I know, but I'm just curious to see
you can't rip off the name off an arena.
I'm just very curious to see what patch the umps will have this year.
Well, I think you're probably going to see something different there. I would obviously see something different.
Who knows?
Who knows? Unless they haven't changed their shirts. I don't know. But again, that's it for the deals this week. Let's head on over to the industry updates.
Game sauce and toilet bed slip is empty. I gotta call KG.
KG, what up?
I got nothing for you, Fox.
Oh, come on. Jalen. You want to tell?
Yeah.
Don't call somebody on live TV.
Well, you answered. Have other friends anyway.
Marshawn, Barry.
Listen, I need some tips.
I like L.A.
LA?
No, Dallas. That's
Dallas?
No, Dallas.
Dallas?
How about Detroit? Barry,
call y'all right now. Vanessa.
I got a tip for you. Always go with your gut.
I like that. Let's go with our gut.
Couple of acquisitions to talk about today. We've got Penn Entertainment completing their full 100% acquisition of Barstool Sports, and that includes the Barstool Sportsbook.
Yeah.
This actually is the end of a process that began in February of 2020 when Penn Entertainment acquired 36% stake ownership of Barstool Sports. They have now purchased the remaining shares of Barstool Sports. Total purchase price is about $388 million, probably a little more than what they're disclosing. But since Penn has gotten involved with Barstool Sports, Barstool has seen their audience grow by about 194%. That was one of the numbers that stood out to me in the press releases.
Yeah.
You've got, according to the press release, since the partnership began, Barstool Sports also received 875,000 video views.
Okay.
875,000 videos with over 128 billion views.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at these numbers, and
they're staggering. Aren't they? I know it's great. It's a great. Both are great properties, and we were at our first Barstool retail sportsbook a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, in Mass. I always get the name of this casino wrong. Plain Ridge Park Casino. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, what confuses me is that Plain Ridge Park Casino is in Plainville, Massachusetts.
Yes. Well,
okay.
Plain Ridge was also the harness track.
Okay, yeah, so that's what confuses me.
Yeah.
But we were at the temporary sports book there before the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But they had a mock-up and a picture of the permanent one that should be open, I guess, later this year, maybe next year. Who knows?
Definite
but,
date. They said summer, but it could be fall.
The picture looks just absolutely amazing, and it's dead center almost in the casino, which is
the
like,
old Flutie's restaurant.
Yeah, if people were ever up there, Doug Flutie had a sports bar and restaurant in the middle of that casino, and it's and it. Honestly, it kind of looked like a sports book because it had these big video walls, which
you
were
don't
great.
have to do too much with it. So.
It made sense.
Yeah.
So, but no, they have a great location in that casino, and it's like dead. It's like the crown jewel of that casino in there. It's like it's right in the middle.
Yep. Well, congratulations to Penn and also Barstool.
Yep.
After 3 years, you are now fully owned by Penn Entertainment.
Great.
Churchill Downs. I mentioned we had an NFL team doing an acquisition. We have Churchill Downs completing the sale of the property in Arlington Heights. It's a racetrack.
Yeah.
To the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Now, the Chicago Bears want to turn that property, new stadium.
Which kind of makes me sad. I mean, growing up, it was always...
They're not going to tear it down, supposedly. The Soldier Field is still going to be there. But they're going to make a stadium. They're going to do a sports book on the property. And they're just going to re-energize that community. Area.
Best guess. If they do build a stadium, will it have a dome? I hope not, because one of the tough parts against playing the Bears is also playing against the weather in Chicago. So
but nowadays
I know I know a lot of who was the player? I think the quarterback said, "Boy, I hope they have a dome." But I hope they don't have a dome. So,
oh, you mean Justin Fields?
Yeah, I think he mentioned
he's of that new breed of player.
I guess so. But part of the challenging part against playing the Bears and playing in Chicago in front of all those fans is also dealing with the weather.
Well, it's the same
the
with
wind
Buffalo. Buffalo has resisted all efforts to make a dome.
Sure.
So they don't want to do a dome in Buffalo.
The only thing is, you do a dome in your stadium, you're certainly in the running to have a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's also why Minnesota has a dome too. They want a Super Bowl there. But I don't know. I like the outdoor football stadiums more so than the dome stadiums. But congratulations to the Bears. You just bought a racetrack.
Yeah.
Couple other news and notes to hit here before we move on to the next segment. We've got Rogers Sportsnet. I guess this could be considered a casualty of the industry. They had launched a division called SN Bets, Sportsnet Bets.
Oh, okay.
It's gone.
Okay.
Less than a year after it was launched, it's gone. All the content that was under SN Bets is now going to be sponsored by a third-party sportsbook, like a Bet365 or MGM. They're trying to work out the deal. The social media, the blogs, anything associated with SN Bets is now going to be gone in about 2-3 months.
Okay. I have to check to see if I follow them on Twitter.
I think I do, but I've never seen them tweet. So I don't
know. I haven't been
Let me
paying
tell you
attention
something. Right now, I can't tell what I'm following on Twitter anymore because of the way the new algorithms are working.
They have.
I'm missing.
They have
a whole
one section
bunch of things.
what I'm following, and then
trending or something. Or
then
whatever.
that's not.
Yeah,
it's up on the top of my phone anyway. So I don't know. Am I following this person, or are they saying I should follow, or suggested follow?
I'm missing a lot of followings.
I have no idea what's going on with
Musk
Twitter.
has really screwed that thing up.
I have no idea what's going on there.
And last but not least, we're going to be talking Wyoming sports betting in this
Wyoming
industry
sports betting. All right.
They are now going to allow betting on slap fight.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is the problem with slap fighting. Slap fight is the competitor to what just got allowed. Power slap got allowed.
Okay, wait, so
Dana White's power slap you can now bet on in Wyoming.
So there are different
They're
Slap
competing
leagues?
slap leagues. Yes.
Okay, who's doing the television show?
That's Dana White. That's Power Slap.
That's Power
See,
Slap.
I got confused, too, for a second
Okay.
looking at my notes. Because
And now people in Wyoming can now bet
on
on...
both now. Both.
Okay.
Power Slap and slap fighting.
So,
As a matter of fact, it's
wow,
called...
Wyoming breaking new ground, huh?
It's called the Slap Fight Championship that you can bet on. You can bet on them in Colorado, Connecticut, Louisiana, Oregon, Wyoming, and Ontario. That's the competitor
now,
to Dana White.
Now, let me ask you something. Is this kind of like an esport kind of thing where it's individual tournaments you can bet on, or is slap fighting in general all allowed to bet? Because in esports, you have to do individual tournaments.
Honest answer, I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't even know how to bet on this thing.
Yeah, I have no... I've only seen clips. I've never seen anything. I've never seen an actual live
Tournament.
slap fighting event. So I don't even know where I could find that.
We'll go to Wyoming.
Well, I know there's a TV show on somewhere.
Power Slap, yeah.
Yeah, it's
on TNT or TBS.
something like that. I don't know,
yeah.
but I have never seen an actual live slap fighting event on television.
I really would have thought I would have seen Power Slap or slap fighting in general on the Ocho before I saw betting on it.
I'm curious to see, I have, a smart TV, I have Roku. I wonder if some of those channels, some of there's a lot of sports and gaming channels there. I'm just curious to see if slap fighting is on one of them. One time I saw the, I can't even remember the channel it was, but it had a bare knuckle boxing.
Bare knuckle championship.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
in certain states you can bet on that too.
Well, I've never seen it. I didn't even know there was something like that.
First of all, if you're watching a smart TV to watch slap fighting, how smart is your TV?
Yeah,
really?
there's going to be a show soon, right? Bar fights.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, that's
Yeah.
it. I think we're getting to that point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, let's finish up with our legislative roundup. Well, since it's the beginning of the legislative sessions for a lot of different states around the company, we're seeing a lot of bills filed regarding sports betting, online casino expansion.
And let's be honest,
casino expansion as
most
well.
Most of them don't have a shot.
No.
So.
But I found a couple of interesting ones to talk about. I mean, I could do an entire hour show on all the different bills I've seen over the past week.
Oh, please do.
Yes, and it'll be exciting.
Yeah.
It will be.
How gripping.
I found one that was very interesting in Connecticut. Now everyone's talking about the new bill that was filed in New York for federal legislation on controlling advertising. Mm-hmm. We're now starting to see a lot of states do the same thing for their state regulations.
Yeah.
Connecticut Bill 9971 was just introduced.
All right.
Twofold bill, as a matter of fact. One for sports betting advertising, especially directed at under 21. Mm-hmm. The interesting part of the bill had a financial aspect to it.
Okay.
And it was banning the use of credit cards where more than one person was involved in setting up the accounts.
Okay.
You know, you have a second person
Sure.
that's using someone else's credit card to set up their account.
Yeah.
The bill prevents that. That's actually a good bill right there.
Sure, I understand the reason for that. And look, I think we're going to see a lot of legislation, especially coming out of Massachusetts, because I know the Gaming Commission is really, really interested and really concerned about the amount of advertising. And, and my worry is that the sports books are going to go overdo it in Massachusetts with the advertising. I already saw
Caesars.
I also saw FanDuel. I saw FanDuel in Massachusetts, so I saw it a couple times. So I'm just a little concerned if they, a couple years ago we had that situation with the fantasy sports and daily fantasy where they were just flooding the market with advertising, and then we were part of the problem too because I had to read the commercials.
We weren't a problem.
We're a huge problem. We were the situation. This is why
I wouldn't call us a problem.
Yeah, we were awful. We were awful. We were the problem. But that was one of the things. I mean, you just overdid it with advertising, and it's raising a lot of people's backs about it.
Well, this is a different way to approach.
So I'm just worried about the sports betting advertising in Massachusetts. Hopefully they'll find a nice balance.
Like I just
everything.
mentioned, Caesars right now currently has shut down all types of affiliate advertising and affiliate marketing because of the mass regulations. And
Yeah,
we'll see if we'll see if they
Massachusetts-
change that
yeah,
because they're meeting on that constantly.
Yeah, so one of the things about Massachusetts is no affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
So, and that's a big chunk
Well,
of the marketing.
It's not no affiliate. It's the way the affiliates are set up, and they're again.
Well, look, the way
they're hammering this stuff out.
Yeah, but you know, if there's there books, there was one press thing or one information from one of the books says we're not going to do it because it's not clear on what we can do and what we can't do. So
they need more guidance.
Yeah,
yeah.
So.
A couple of states, we have North Carolina and Minnesota are filing bills. According to North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, who is actually in favor of expanding sports betting in the state, he thinks they're going to pass it this year.
Okay.
So we may see a North Carolina bill move through committee, move through state, move through the House, the Senate, and we may see online North Carolina sports betting at some point.
Wow.
I don't know if that's actually going to happen this year or probably next year more than anything. Kind of interesting situation we got in Georgia, too.
All right.
Competing bills. One in the Senate, one in the House. This is what screwed them up last year.
Okay.
Competing bills.
They couldn't compromise on one
Well,
thing?
the Senate side says the only way you can do sports betting in the state, even expand gambling in the state, is to do a constitutional amendment.
Oh, God. Every state does that.
Yeah.
Every politician who is against sports betting does that. You know, it has to be a constitutional amendment.
Yeah.
So,
but the House is in favor of just doing a referendum with the ballot vote for the the citizenry. The House bill side does have a lot of the sports teams behind it. I don't know if anyone's backing the Senate side, which will be interesting. But again, that's what screwed them up last time.
Yeah. The Senate side bill is just you jump through hoops and you get nowhere.
And we're going to finish up back up in New England. We just talked about Connecticut. We have Maine, who has now started their application process.
All right.
So they're moving right along. They're chugging right ahead.
I can't remember the last time I was in Maine.
Not many people can, other than if you live in Maine.
I was in, what was it, one summer or one fall in Kennybunk. There's Kennybunk and Kennebunkport, but you had lobster up there. So you have to have lobster up there if you're going to Maine.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think. But again, Maine's chugging right along. We may see Vermont, move ahead with their study, their bill, and everything else. And also mentioning the bill, we have Mississippi doing a bill to study online sports betting in the state.
All right.
So Mississippi is like the opposite of Maine. They're just inching slowly to it. So we'll see what happens. But that's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. Keep the press releases coming in, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. We're just here doing everything we can, and we're enjoying talking about the different aspects of the sports betting industry.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.